everybody. I hope you're having a great day. I thought it would be fun to give some of my thoughts of Captain America Brave New World. And I definitely haven't posted a review on YouTube for a long time of a superhero movie because it just became so unpleasant. And I did post my reaction, but I've been doing mostly written reviews for superhero movies. But felt like maybe it was worth trying again to see if it could be a pleasant experience just to talk about a movie, which is insane that it isn't. But the fandoms can just be so horrible that it's not worth it. But let's try. Let's see what I had to say about this movie. Well, let me just tell you a little bit of how I generally feel about the MCU at this point. So I was a pretty big defender of the MCU for a while. I mean, there were films I liked, didn't like, but overall, the franchise, I really enjoyed it altogether. And what I liked the most about it was that it was kind of like solving a puzzle. You get a clue here, clue there, and you could put it together. And even a movie that isn't as successful, like Thor Dark World or something like that, you would learn like a little clue that would help in your overall understanding of everything that was happening. That was fun. But the problem is that they had enough clunkers in a row, and they had all these shows that I couldn't keep up with, that I didn't watch, all of a sudden that wasn't fun anymore. And so it took away that aspect, which used to make sort of the weaker movies more palatable. And they've had movies like the Marvels, which was just a complete mess of tone and style and story and characters, and it just that vision seemed to have been gone. Well, this new Captain America movie, it does seem to be trying a little bit harder to kind of bring back that puzzle piecing again. And since I'd seen most of the stuff, because I happen to have seen Falcon and Winter Soldier, I understood most of what was happening and who the characters were. So I kind of appreciated having that back. I've always liked Anthony Mackie as Falcon, so I was excited to see what he could do here. And unfortunately, I was left kind of underwhelmed with his performance and the character, because he's fine. Like, he's your sort of standard stalwart hero, but I felt like they didn't really give him enough charisma, enough personality to stand out as one of our leads. And if anything, Danny Ramirez, who plays the new Falcon, he was a lot more charismatic and really stood out to me more than Anthony Mackie. And I think part of the problem is that they didn't give Anthony Mackie either a love interest or some other character that he could bounce off of and that could bring out more of his personality. So he's not just kind of like, he's not just kind of your bland hero. And whether it's like in Iron Man 3 with the little boy, or you have the different love interests that give some kind of spark and some kind of personality. You see them banter off of each other, and that can be very, very entertaining. And they didn't really have that here. They tried with a little bit with Danny's character, but then he's gone for a lot. They have the older Captain America. I forget his name, and but then he's gone for a lot. So they had different characters, but it just made him kind of stiff to me, and not without that much personality. Also, you could tell that there were major reshoots in here. There were scenes that didn't really make sense. You know what? There's one scene, oh, it might be a spoiler. There's one scene where he does have like a charismatic conversation with somebody. I won't spoil it for you, that we started to get it, but it's just one scene. And so the story is, I can't really give that many spoilers. So the story, you could tell, especially the third act, it felt like it was all lead up and no meat, no conflict, no climax. That, especially with the villain, which it didn't really make sense to me why this person really even was the villain, what was going on, what was the reason, why were they doing what they were doing. And there wasn't like that satisfying like clash between them where it was like, oh yeah, that was really fun. It just was a lot of scenes of people talking in various rooms. And if you're watching this for the Red Hulk, it is an extremely short sequence. It is pretty fun. But it's a lot of lead up, not a lot of payoff, is what I'm saying throughout the whole movie. And it's not even that long. I think it's just under 2 hours, but it felt long, felt exposition heavy, it felt disjointed, it felt like a lot of lead up, not a lot of payoff. And it's not horrible. You're not going to go to and be like, this was awful. It's certainly better than Marvel's, it's better than the Eternals, it's better than some of their recent output, but it just feels bland. And I wish that it had been better, more entertaining, more spice, more engaging banter between the characters. You get to know Sam a little bit better, get his personality a little bit more. That's how I felt. So overall, it's, again, not a horrible watch. You're not going to be miserable watching it, but it's just a pretty bland, in the middle Marvel movie. So if that sounds fun to you, then you should check it out. If you're kind of not excited about that, then this is not going to win you over, that's for sure. So let me know what you think. And please like this video, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. I really do have a lot of superhero content on the channel, so you can check that out. I would love that. And please like this video, please subscribe to the channel, and check out Hallmarkies podcast. Lots of fun stuff over there. And I have the Patreon group and the merch store. Please take a look at that. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Are you a fan of Rachel's Reviews? Do you look forward to Family Movie Night, Female Film Critics panels, or the Talking Disney podcast? If so, please consider supporting the podcast by becoming a Patreon. As a patron, you get to access monthly events such as the watch-alongs and Q&As, where you get to talk to stars and find out the behind the scenes of the movie making industry. And you can pick what I review for Family Movie Night, or even become a guest on the podcast. Podcasts and YouTube channels are expensive, and I really, really could use your help. I would so appreciate it. You also get to be a member of the Facebook group where we talk about all the films that we're seeing, and we have so much fun. Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies and select one of the Rachel's fan tiers. That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.